continuing with Dr. Gayyar about the definition of entrepreneurship, Doctor.
Okay, I was saying to start with, entrepreneurship is one of the main bricks of any economy around the world.
Yeah.
Nowadays, the world is suffering from a deep recession.
Indeed.
Following COVID, we have the war in Ukraine.
The Ukrainian war.
Inflation rates are going crazy. Unemployment rates are booming. People need to generate income for themselves in different ways. They need to find channels to generate income. One of these channels, one of the most important channels, is to practice entrepreneurship. One might have a job and still need more income.
Yes.
Entrepreneurship is the answer. We are a big market, a big community. Everything is still needed. We still have demand in many aspects. People working as entrepreneurs are building up momentum for the economy in such hard times. This is on the macro level. On the micro level, people generating income for themselves to cope with the inflation, increasing prices, more demands, especially young people who need to build up a career or need to build up sort of a portfolio, a preliminary portfolio, having assets, having savings, buying homes, cars, getting married. Demands are high on the individual level.
Yes.
Adopting entrepreneurship philosophy in a community as the Egyptian community is very important. But we need to understand and perceive the role of entrepreneurship well in order to facilitate the process for people undertaking this way of having more income.
To what extent, from your point of view, Dr. Gayyar, the entrepreneurial work is succeeding in Egypt? And we have seen many entrepreneurs excelling in many fields, and many of them did go abroad and they did join the international bourse, and they became unicorns. So how do you see here the performance of the entrepreneurial work in Egypt, and what more could be done in order to encourage the young entrepreneurs?
People who succeeded, entrepreneurs who succeeded in doing this type of business, are people who understood well how to do it, how to practice it.
Yes.
People with a vision, people with a unique product or service that they are providing, people with a sustainable business plan are the one who succeeded. Others, they just start up a business, work for a few months, more over a couple of years, and then they
might die. The business might die
because they don't have a vision, they don't have a business plan. They did not do their homework right. They did not study the market. They just followed the steps of other mediocres.
Yes.
Like, for example, if you have like a cyber cafe, then you have like 5 in the same neighborhood.
Imitating.
Yes, they imitate. They are mimicking other examples, and they are not mimicking successful examples. They are mimicking mediocres. So it does not last. Young people who are starting up their own business need to study the market well, find the gaps, introduce, if not the product or the service, that's innovative, at least the way they produce it and provide it, deliver it, should be different, especially in the field of services. Quality of services in Egypt, B2C services, is poor in most cases. People with good quality service are people who are booming nowadays.
Yes. As you have kindly mentioned, especially during the time of COVID, many entrepreneurial startups did succeed because many people were not going out. And so to what extent here we can see with the back to normal life here, we should be seeing new businesses booming, new startups, new ideas booming in that domain, Dr. Gayyar.
Well, web-based businesses, online services were booming and still booming. The market is huge. It could intake, process, and sustain many online businesses, web-based businesses. Going back to normal, there is no such thing. The change was tremendous. I call it the new normal, Nemo. Okay? Nemo is here and staying.
So, do you see a new normal is still existing?
Of course.
So, do we have here new demands, a change of the mindset that occurred, especially after the change that we did witness during the past 3 years?
For the consumer,
yes,
the mindset has already changed. They are exposed to every practices in the world through Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Telegram, you name it. People are already there. The service providers or the producers, they are the ones who are not there yet, some of them. So they need to bridge the gap. They need to catch up with the technology we are practicing now. We are living the digital transformation all over the country, all over the world. Internet-based practices are everywhere, in every field. Not only web-based, artificial intelligence is inserted and integrated, built in deeply in many business practices. Entrepreneurs who are aiming for a successful business, they need to embrace this new technology, learn about it, know the applications, even do or make their own applications, their own platforms, if they want to continue in business. Booming businesses are many. Are a lot, but sustained businesses,
staying on top.
Yeah, not necessarily on top, but staying alive and growing. Business is a living thing, a living creature.
Yes.
If it does not grow, it dies.
Yes. To start with, do you believe, Dr. Gayyar, that the word innovation here is the key in order to start a successful business?
Innovation is a key word. IT, AI integration is a key word. Ideas, coming up with something different, something that's bridging a gap, fulfilling a need. Even if one is smart enough, one could create his or her own market demand and then sell it.
And how that could be done? To create your own market demand?
Observe. If you are an entrepreneur or planning to start your own business as an entrepreneur, just sit back and watch for a while. Also, one needs to explore the field that you know more about, the field that you have passion for, the field that you have its tools or methodology. Focus on this niche and sit back and watch for a while. You will find a gap, you will find a passion, and that's your business. Once you find the business you want to start or to be your startup, then do the homework. Do the feasibility study, the business plan, the market study, and so on.
Yes. To what extent joining an incubator, Dr. Gayyar, could be of help to our entrepreneurs?
Well, incubators do help, but in the first place, you have to be an entrepreneur material.
Yes. To have your own entity.
People are made of different materials. Not everyone can be an entrepreneur. The one who can be an entrepreneur should be one who is willing to take risks.
Yeah.
Okay. If we were to divide people, an analytical person cannot be an entrepreneur easily, unless it's like a service office,
Provide.
like a lawyer, an accountant, or so, something with very little risk. But people who are candidates for a successful entrepreneurship business are people who are willing to take risks, because an entrepreneur takes the risks and reaps the rewards. But first, he or she has to,
of course,
risk.
to take the risk, yes.
Yeah.
To what extent here the entrepreneurial work, Dr. Gayyar, is playing an important role in shaping the country's current economy?
Well, it's not shaping the economy only, it's also shaping the culture itself. The whole Egyptian community is being reshaped by entrepreneurs and new businesses and things that we haven't heard about, that we could buy or benefit or enjoy consuming. Especially the youth. The Egyptian community is a young community.
Yes.
More than half of the Egyptians are classified as youth.
Yes.
So many businesses target this age group, segmenting the age group, starting like 3 or 4 years old up to 40 something. These people are the most consumers in the economy. So an entrepreneur targeting these people, this age group, is a successful entrepreneur if done correctly.
But some businesses or some entrepreneurial work or some startups, they are serving the whole community. If we may talk about the fintechs, maybe they are here all over the market.
Yeah.
So to what extent we are depending on these young entrepreneur or the entrepreneurial work in general, and maybe some of us don't know much about these companies or these startups.
Simple daily services are
Exactly.
mostly entrepreneurs. They are not firms or organizations. Like the laundry guy, the
methods of payment,
the little supermarket, people who do personal and family services on daily basis are entrepreneurs. Some of them are just having like a very simple application to manage their businesses. They have like a Visa machine to receive non-cash payments, but they need to know more. They need to have some sort of statistics of how business is going, what is more demanded, if there is something is seasonal about their businesses, a system for complaints, many things they need to adjust to continue to grow and prosper in their little community.
Yes.
On the macro level, there we have entrepreneurs that they are working national wide. These are already established. They know their homework, or they hire people to pinpoint important steps for the business to grow and flourish.
Yeah. Dr. Gayyar, you have mentioned that we still do have a problem regarding the B2C targets here. Do you believe that still the B2B is much targeted better than the B2C?
Of course.
And what should be done in order to
B2B by nature, it's one provided and one receiving, and there is a mutual benefits based on a business perspective. If I have a business and some supplier is supplying me with whatever, if I'm a restaurant and I have groceries, poultry, whatever, most of the time I would like to make sure that I'm receiving quality service regarding the product or the price and so on, the 5 P's of marketing. But when I'm a C, on the C side, I'm a consumer, sometimes I don't even know the requirements of the quality of the service that I'm receiving. Let's take, for example, many of us go to restaurants and cafes.
Yeah.
The place is beautiful, the menu is great, the prices are convenient, still you are at your table and you're waiting for someone to serve you, and you are...
The service is bad.
Yes,
you are
please,
getting a bad service.
and you are waving, and this is not a bad service. This is not a quick response enough service. One of the aspects of quality of service is responsiveness.
Yes.
Politeness. Politeness is important.
Yeah.
You go someplace to provide a service and they keep you waiting for no reason because someone is talking to someone else. Not the rightful waiting time. So the concept of quality of services in Egypt is not established. You feel annoyed, but you don't know why. And the owner or the manager of the place has no idea of how to provide such a service. On the other hand, imagine the opposite. That if you are in a certain place, even full and falafel, and you are treated like a king, you would definitely go there again.
Yes, indeed. Dr. Gayyar, how can developing the youth potential in this field enhance the business and the whole economy subsequently?
We said that entrepreneurs are bricks. Building up in a certain way would enhance and put the economy and the community in a dynamic state. Even if there are some losses or just breaking even, is very important for the community and the economy. People generating cash flow. I believe that liquidity is very sensitive. It's like the blood flow. You don't need it to be very liquid or very thick.
Yes.
But you have to keep the flow. Entrepreneurs are ones who are gushing this life liquid in the economy. Especially that we are like in villages and small cities in Egypt, and these are a lot. They depend mainly on entrepreneurs.
Yes. That would bring me to talk about women entrepreneurs.
Yeah, that's a great topic.
Yes. To what extent here we are seeing successful female entrepreneur, and to what extent we should be giving more opportunities for these female entrepreneur or women entrepreneur? And I do believe that many NGOs they are working in that domain, especially in the rural areas and in Upper Egypt as well.
That's true. Many NGOs are doing a great job. Not nowadays only, since more than 2 decades. We have had a surge in the activities of NGOs with the internet practices. Women, peasant women are exposed to many things that they were not exposed to before. They have their own dreams, they have their own demands, they have families to support. So we are facing with a revolution in the female entrepreneurship. Before, women used to like produce some food processed things, some garments, sewing, very primitive professions. Now they are studying, they are having diplomas in specialties, they are being trained through NGOs or through some governmental entities. They are allowed loans, they are allowed guidance, they are allowed feasibility studies. There is
and proper marketing as well, which is a very important element.
Nowadays we have the exhibition of Turathna.
Yes, that was
great. It's all
question.
based on entrepreneur and entrepreneurship. If you go there, you'll find more than 50–60% of the people there, they are lady entrepreneurs.
So, if we take Turathna exhibition as an example here, Dr. Gayyar, for female entrepreneurs who are having their own products, which is made and displayed in a very proper way, and a very competitive product as well. So to what extent we should be supporting these models, and many of them, they do export as well their products.
They do.
Yes. So
The products are not good products. They are pleasant. They are joyful. You feel you feel surrounded by something lovely. Stories of success, beautiful things. Regarding the support, they are supported. But more support does not hurt, especially regarding the
and now
marketing
for the first time we do see, Dr. Gayyar, Egyptian names abroad, designers and brands, and maybe
in many fields,
proper
in
brands
many fields.
as well.
Young people have amazed us. Talking to sociologists like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, they say the youth are not very promising. They are lazy, they don't want to work, they don't want to
It's not the case anymore.
It was never the case.
Yeah.
It's just that they did not have motive. Some people are lazy by nature, youth or no youth. But most of the time people, that's psychology. If you are given the proper motive, then you'll do it. But it has to be your dream, not a sort of a dream or expectation someone has imposed on this person.
Yes.
We have great stories, success stories.
Yes.
Many success stories.
And as you have kindly mentioned, we have seen in Turasna and in other exhibitions and bazaars female exhibitors showing very unique designs made in Egypt. And we do see nowadays even superstars abroad wearing the Egyptian brands, bags, and
we used to have a problem, an issue with the quality. We as producers, as Egyptian producers, with tiny factories and businesses producing authentic products for export or for local consumption, for tourism. We used to have an issue with the quality.
Yes.
We do things great until we go to quality, the fine-tuning, the choice of material. We have no problem with production or hard work or even the design or authenticity. This is not happening now.
Young people, see bags people, and dresses, and
they design it very carefully, and they have a solid production plan, even if it's a handmade per piece item. They know not only they do nice, they produce nice things, but they also plan carefully the design. They integrate technology in designing, choosing material, surveying the market, choosing suppliers, staging the production process. Young entrepreneurs are working scientifically and smartly, and that's joyful.
Yes, and we wish all our entrepreneurs all of the success, and we wish all the exhibitors here, the female entrepreneur in Turasna,
of course,
best of luck.
Yes,
Dr. PhD Shahira Gayyar, Change Management and Developing Human Capabilities Consultant, thank you very much for being with us today. Our dear viewers will go to a short break, and after that we'll be back, so stay tuned.